This is Gary Butterfield.
This is Cole Ross.
And this is Monster in My Podcast.
And this is the Couatl.
There's a monster in my podcast.
Couatl.
Yeah, well, one of the, I think Couatl, it's like a surname or an appellation. That's like a specific Couatl.
Covered in Mexican cheese.
Yes. Queso Couatl.
Queso Couatl.
Have I told you about my concept for a Mexican pretzel restaurant called Pretzel Couatl?
No, that's good though.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
These things. Was this written by Couatl?
I think so. I think this is they're in the pocket of Big Couatl.
Yeah, because there's just the rebels love fucking Couatl. I think he's George Washington.
Pro Couatl propaganda.
Quid pro Couatl, Clarice. It seems like the monster manual is either just like, this monster is the biggest piece of shit and ruins everything it touches, or it's just like, this thing should be our new god, and there are no points in between.
If this thing had a garment, you would barely get to touch its hem. Yeah. So this is a big feather serpent that is basically just lifted from like Central American folklore.
Yes.
Except they ascribe a whole bunch of stuff. Like, he is more benevolent than the most benevolent metallic dragon.
Yes. Yeah, this guy will help you out. Like, he is he's a hero for hire. He helps out good people either with counsel or with actual actions.
Yeah.
He's super psychic. He can shift people to different planes. Like, he has tons of psionic powers. They can more or less do everything.
Yeah.
My favorite line in here is that they will that they don't get involved in the affairs of man, but they will always punish evildoers if the evildoers are caught red-handed. So I just imagine like some thief just sneaking into a merchant shop, and there just happens to be a Couatl flying by and just like, not today, not to kill.
Well, the burden of proof is on the Couatl.
That is true. If it'll please the Couatl.
If the all serpent will open his mouth and then the world. Thank you.
Yes. Not a big city lizard man, but I have to say.
Oh, my body is feathered just like all of y'all's.
Yeah. Couatl dun, dun, dun.
My favorite is, so if more than one Couatl is involved in a battle, they will discuss their strategy before a battle. It's a Couatl huddle.
Yeah. I like that too. Which could easily turn into a Couatl cuddle at any given moment.
Well, that's how they celebrate.
Yeah, after a Couatl battle and a Couatl cuddle or a Couatl huddle, they have a Couatl cuddle.
Yeah. Then they fly off and explore the stars as a Couatl hubble.
They're more or less like wish dragons.
Yep.
Like, they look a lot like what's his head from Neverending Story?
Yeah, Falcor.
Falcor, yeah. Rock me, Couatl Deus. Yeah. I mean, I like these things just fine. They feel like they're not really encounters to have so much as just like plot contrivances. Like, I bet you there are a lot of Deus Ex Couatls going on.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I can't imagine where these would fit into a campaign, aside from like you're in the jungle and you think it's hopeless, but then this begins the second act after you're sent out on like a hopeless journey. Like it comes in and then shifts you to a plane.
Or the Couatl gives you your mission or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the Couatl shows up and says like, there are some poachers, or I don't know why I think of it environmental, like Captain Planet kind of thing, but something like that,
Yeah, I don't know. The objects of reverence by the natives of the regions. It's really uninspiring. Gary, I think the crux is the psionics.
Yeah. I'm surprised there isn't a whole bunch. Doesn't this thing just look like a medicine cabinet of useful reagents?
Oh God.
If you look at it, and there's no bits of that, because they probably thought it'd be unthinkable for someone to actually like tear out this thing's tongue and use it to cast a spell, but I would.
Yeah. Couatl blood cures ED.
Yeah, and low T.
Yeah, you just get a little bit of serpent juice for your serpent.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? Don't just get like ET or ED. You gotta go even further.
Gary. When the second you said that, like, these seems to be reagents, I want to kill and cook one of these things.
Yeah,
look at those wings, Gary.
Yeah,
like just barbecue those up.
Yeah, it would form a complete meal.
Oh, it would.
Like, everything about this thing, and you have to do that weird skinning thing that you do with snakes, where you just deglove them. It's fucking repulsive.
Yeah, you have to make sure not to get some rib.
Here's the thing about the Couatl too, is that like it's like Falcor. I mean, I said that, and that's kind of what they are treated like, but they're not that big.
No,
like they're 12 feet long, which, like, there are snakes that are 12 feet long in real life.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big snake. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like so big that you couldn't eat it. It ain't bigger than me.
Yeah, like it would feed a party of 4.
Yeah,
With,
it's like a 12-foot party sub, and you just lay the Couatl across the bread,
the bread,
the bridge,
the bridge bread,
the bread of dough that you eat the Couatl in, and then you just swim it in oil.
Yeah,
and then you just Lady and the Tramp it from 2 different sides, and meet in the middle with your psychic kiss.
We just ate a god.
Yeah. Yeah, look upon my works and despair. And then later you pass a god. Like, not only do you eat the god, but then like, because everything that happens when you eat a god, like, there's still, you're still eating.
Mm-hmm.
So you're digesting a god, you're chewing a god. No one ever talks about that stuff.
Yeah.
You probably fart sometimes and there's a little god in there.
unless all of those Catholics are walking around with just like Jesus stores inside them.
Yeah, like gum.
Brought to you by our backers at patreon.com/DuckFeed.tv.